So, you want to create cinematic videos, but you're on a bit of a budget and your pockets are a little empty. I got your solution. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sammy from Sammy-Jo. Today we're going to be talking about how to make DJI Osmo Pocket footage look cinematic. So if any of you guys saw my video last week or the week before of the music video I made in Monument Valley, I shot most of that footage on this baby right here, and I know it turned out amazing and I gotta share what I did with you guys. So today I'm gonna give you guys some tips and tricks for making your Osmo Pocket footage cinematic, give you some settings to work with, and just some tips in general on how to shoot with it. If you guys find this video helpful at any time, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below to see more videos, and leave a comment and let me know what you think. Alright, so let's dive into the video. First, before we dive into the actual shooting, let's get into the settings. Before you do any shooting, you have to get the settings right. So these are the cinematic settings that I use on my Osmo Pocket. First of all, I shoot in 4K and 60 frames per second. The reason I shoot in 4K is because it gives you more information. You can crop it down if you need to. And the reason I shoot 60 frames per second is because then I can slow the footage down. Most of the time I'm not using my Osmo for vlogging, it's more for cinematic shots. So one of my biggest tips for creating cinematic shots is to have slow motion footage. Having a nice slow-mo shot just really adds that cinematic feel, so make sure to shoot in 60 frames per second. The second tip for settings is to make sure to shoot in pro mode. That way you can adjust a bunch of your different settings as you go, including like your white balance, your ISO, and stuff like that, so that you have full control over your image. Also, for ISO, I usually try to keep it around 100 so there's not a lot of grain in my footage. Of course, sometimes you might have to sacrifice that a little, but when you can, shoot in 100 if you can. And the last setting I recommend is to shoot in a flat color profile. So I believe it's the Cine-like setting on the Osmo Pocket. That way you can color grade it and you'll have more of a dynamic range with your footage when you're color grading and when you're editing and stuff. But then again, if you don't plan on doing any color grading, then just shoot a normal color profile. But if you do plan on color grading, shoot in Cine-like. So one of my first tips to shoot cinematic footage with this is to plan your shots out. There is a lot of people out there, they'll just turn it on and they'll be like, ooh, we're gonna shoot this, and then over something else, and they're like, oh, we're gonna shoot that. So instead of just shooting everything, plan your shots out. Say, I want to get a shot of this leaf over here that's dangling over really nicely. So I'm gonna plan that I'm gonna start from the ground and move the camera up to get that shot and then end it. So then you kind of have a shot in your head instead of going like that, and then sometimes it gets sloppy in between, so plan it out effectively. The second tip I have for shooting with the Osmo Pocket is motion. So this is a gimbal, so the great thing about gimbals and creating cinematic footage is movement, and you can't do that with all cameras, so take advantage of it. So with that I mean you can go forward, up, down, you can connect the shots together. So make sure you really use that movement. So I know you can move it on the screen right here, but I highly recommend, this leads into my next tip, using your phone. Nothing is more perfect than how the setup is with your phone and how you can picture your shots while you're taking them, and then how you can control the gimbal to move on your phone. I think that's one of the things that have helped me a lot to frame my shots is being able to use my phone to see what I'm doing and being able to use the controls on it. It really helps me get a picture of what my final product is. So make sure you use your phone. I had a life-proof case on this forever, and I swore by my life-proof case, but the thing I hate about it is I couldn't use this with this. So I got like the extra little thing on here to help control, and one time I took my phone out and I'm like, oh, I'll try connecting it, but like my phone didn't have a case on it all because I didn't have my life-proof case on it, and it was so much easier to use and the footage turned out so amazing. So I haven't gone back to my life-proof yet just so I can use my phone when using this. So I highly recommend using your phone when you're shooting with this. So this little gimbal is great, but the one thing, it's a 3-axis gimbal, so if you're just walking forward, you're gonna see, you'll notice in a lot of videos there's like a little bouncing motion like that. That can get really annoying. So what you can do actually is move your lens up like this, so it's kind of like hovering like that too. So it gives it a little extra give when you're walking. So if you can, try not to shoot like this and shoot more kind of like this. Now I'll give it this. This thing is pretty stable. So I think I had some footage in Monument Valley and we were just on the rockiest road ever, and I'm filming with this thing and I'm looking at the preview on my camera and I'm like, oh my god, this is so smooth. How is this so smooth? Like I'm hitting my head against the car. It's so rocky. Whoa, it's a bit rocky.
Thank God for gimbals.
Shout out to Osmo Pocket for making this footage kind of smooth.
Make a great ad.
Yeah, seriously.
Got a hold.
And it is a really smooth camera, but if you're really trying to get a really good cinematic feel, it doesn't hurt to actually use your body as a gimbal too. So ways you can do this is kind of like tiptoeing and giving your body some give when you walk. I'll probably throw an embarrassing example in here somewhere. But kind of being on your toes and giving your body some give so it's nice and smooth when you're moving. So you're gonna look kind of like an idiot, but you're gonna have really cool footage. So, you know, who's the real winner? So another tip for shooting with the Osmo Pocket is actually color grading your footage once you are done. I think this footage color graded turned out so good. You can see that in the video that I posted last week up at Monument Valley. It turned out so cinematic and it's just gorgeous. So if you haven't ever dabbled in color grading before, consider it. I'm gonna be doing some videos on my channel soon showing you guys how to color grade pretty easily. My last tip for shooting cinematic footage with your Osmo Pocket is to take advantage of the hyperlapse feature. Now, it's not actually the hyperlapse feature on your phone, it is more of the object tracking on your phone. So what you basically do, I have a whole video on this, so I'll link it somewhere up here so you guys can check it out. But basically what you do is you use the object tracking tool on your Osmo Pocket and you just use a regular video, and then when you take it into your editor, you speed it up by like however much you want, and it ends up looking like a really cool hyperlapse. And hyperlapses, if any of you have ever made them, they take forever to make and they're really, really hard to do. And this thing makes it so easy to give you a very similar effect super quick. So make sure to check out that video. I'll throw a couple of hyperlapses in here quick so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about, but I always think they look so cool and they add so much to a shot. Alright guys, so those are all my tips for how to shoot cinematic footage with your DJI Osmo Pocket. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions about the Osmo Pocket or how to shoot a cinematic style with it, let me know down below. And make sure to subscribe to see more videos. Let me know if you guys like this type of video and I'll be sure to make more of them. Okay guys, until next time, keep creating. Bye!